You're doing everything right in your diet. You cut out sugar, soda, you're eating salad every day, but the scale simply doesn't move? Even worse, sometimes you even gain weight despite following all the rules you've learned about weight loss. What I'm going to reveal today may shock you, but as a doctor who has accompanied more than 3,000 patients in their weight loss journeys, I need to be honest. Some proteins you consider healthy are literally sabotaging all your efforts. And the food industry doesn't want you to know this. For years, we've been bombarded with the idea that protein is protein, that any source works to build muscle and speed up metabolism. But the truth is that certain proteins, especially 3 that I will reveal today, may be causing chronic inflammation in your body, deregulating your weight loss hormones, and making you store fat instead of burning it. The first protein on this list is consumed by 90% of people trying to lose weight, thinking they're making the healthiest choice. The second is sold as a fitness option in every gym in the country. And the third? Well, this one may be on your breakfast table, disguised as a natural and nutritious food. By the end of this video, you will not only know which proteins to avoid, but also discover the 3 powerful substitutions that will turn your body into a fat-burning machine. Stay until the end, because the third substitution is so effective that my patients usually lose between 3 to 7 kilos just by making that simple swap. If you are tired of contradictory information and want to finally understand what really works for lasting weight loss, this channel was made for you. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because every day I bring new insights that could be exactly the missing piece in your weight loss puzzle. The first protein that is sabotaging your weight loss is something you probably consume several times a week, thinking you're making a smart and healthy choice. I'm talking about isolated soy protein, especially the kind found in ultra-processed products such as veggie burgers, vegetarian sausages, soy nuggets, and those meal replacement shakes that promise quick weight loss. Now, before you think I'm attacking vegetarianism or veganism, let me be clear. I'm not talking about soy in its natural form, such as cooked soybeans, edamame, or even artisanal tofu. The problem lies specifically in isolated and highly processed soy protein that dominates industrialized products. When soy goes through these intensive protein isolation processes, several things happen that compromise its potential for weight loss. First, the processing removes the natural fiber from soy, which is essential for satiety and blood sugar regulation. Without this fiber, isolated protein can cause insulin spikes similar to refined carbohydrates. And when your insulin is high, your body literally stops burning fat and starts storing energy. Second, during the isolation process, chemical solvents such as hexane are used, which may leave residues in the final product. These compounds interfere with liver function, the organ responsible for metabolizing fats. An overloaded liver is a liver that cannot efficiently process fats, resulting in weight gain, especially in the abdominal region. Third, and perhaps most importantly, isolated soy contains high concentrations of isoflavones, which are phytoestrogens. In excessive amounts, these substances can interfere with hormonal balance, especially in women, causing water retention, difficulty losing fat in the hips and thighs, and even menstrual cycle changes that directly affect metabolism. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that women who regularly consumed isolated soy protein had greater difficulty losing abdominal fat compared to those who obtained protein from other sources. But what really worries me as a doctor is that many of my patients came to me frustrated, doing everything right in their diet, but seeing no results. When we investigated their diets in detail, we discovered they were consuming between 3 to 5 products with isolated soy per day, from the breakfast shake to the vegetarian burger at dinner, not to mention the protein bars in the afternoon snack. It was like pressing the brake and the accelerator at the same time. How do you know if you are consuming too much isolated soy? Read the labels of the products you buy. If you see isolated soy protein concentrate, or soy protein isolate among the first ingredients of several products you consume regularly, you may be unconsciously sabotaging your weight loss. The safe amount would be at most 1 serving per day, and ideally, not even that. The second protein that needs to be removed from your routine if you want real weight loss results is one that will surprise a lot of people, especially those who go to the gym. I'm talking about low-quality whey protein, specifically those that are very cheap and sold as weight loss protein in large quantities. Now, Before you crucify me in the comments, let me explain. I'm not condemning all whey protein. The problem lies in the low-quality whey that floods the Brazilian market, full of additives, excessive artificial sweeteners, thickeners, and, even worse, with minimal amounts of real protein. These products are a disaster for anyone trying to lose weight for several very specific scientific reasons. First, they are loaded with artificial sweeteners such as sucralose, aspartame, and acesulfame K in absurd amounts to mask the bad taste of low-quality protein. Recent studies, including one published in the journal Nature, show that these artificial sweeteners drastically alter the gut microbiota, killing the good bacteria responsible for producing substances that regulate metabolism and control inflammation. When your gut flora is deregulated, your body enters a kind of chronic inflammatory state that makes fat burning extremely difficult. Second, these cheap whey products are often contaminated with heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, and arsenic due to inadequate manufacturing processes. These metals accumulate in the liver and thyroid, two organs that are fundamental for metabolism. A toxic liver cannot process fats efficiently, and an impaired thyroid results in a slow metabolism, fatigue, and weight gain. Third, many of these products contain fillers such as maltodextrin, dextrose, and even modified starch to increase volume and cut costs. These high glycemic carbohydrates cause insulin spikes that completely block fat burning. It's like drinking a sugar shake disguised as protein. Fourth, and this is something I discovered by analyzing patients' tests, these low-quality whey products often contain much higher levels of lactose than what is declared on the label. For people with some degree of lactose intolerance, which is about 70% of the Brazilian population, this results in intestinal inflammation, bloating, water retention, and difficulty losing weight. Chronic intestinal inflammation releases inflammatory cytokines that reach the hypothalamus, the region of the brain that controls appetite and metabolism, causing leptin resistance. When you have leptin resistance, your brain cannot hear the signal that you are satisfied, resulting in constant hunger and reduced metabolism. How do you identify a low-quality whey? First, price. If it's very cheap, be suspicious. Quality protein has a high production cost. Second, a long list of ingredients. A good whey should have no more than 5 ingredients. Third, an overly sweet artificial taste. Natural protein tastes neutral, slightly bitter. If it tastes very sweet or artificial, it's loaded with chemicals. Fourth, poor dissolution. If it clumps, leaves residue at the bottom of the glass, or has a strange texture, these are signs of low quality and the presence of fillers. So, have you ever consumed whey protein thinking you were doing everything right? Have you noticed any of these signs of low quality in the product you use? Leave a comment with which whey you consume, or if you've already gone through the frustration of not seeing results even while taking protein every day. Now we come to the third protein that is sabotaging your weight loss, and this one may literally be on your breakfast table every day. I'm talking about industrial farm eggs, specifically those from caged hens fed with feed based on genetically modified corn, soy, and antibiotics. I know this may shock a lot of people because we were taught that an egg is an egg, that it's a cheap and healthy source of protein. But the reality is that there is an enormous difference between eggs from free-range hens fed naturally and eggs from industrial production. This difference is not only nutritional, it directly affects your ability to lose weight. Industrial eggs have a completely altered composition due to the stress of the hens and the artificial diet they receive. First, these eggs contain very low levels of omega-3 and excessively high levels of omega-6. While a free-range egg has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of about 1:1, industrial eggs can have a ratio of 20:1 or even higher. This excess of omega-6 promotes chronic inflammation in the body, and chronic inflammation is the #1 enemy of weight loss. When your body is inflamed, it prioritizes survival over fat burning, storing energy to face what it perceives as a threat. Second, farm hens are regularly given antibiotics, even when they are not sick, to prevent diseases in the overcrowded environment where they live. These antibiotics pass into the eggs and, when consumed regularly, alter your gut microbiota in the same way as the artificial sweeteners I mentioned earlier. A deregulated gut flora not only makes weight loss difficult, but can also cause insulin resistance, which is when your cells stop responding properly to the hormone that controls blood sugar. Third, the chronic stress of industrial hens raises cortisol levels that pass into the eggs. When you regularly consume eggs with elevated cortisol, this can affect your own levels of this stress hormone. High cortisol is directly linked to abdominal fat accumulation, increased cravings for sweets, and difficulty sleeping well, factors that sabotage any attempt to lose weight. Fourth, and this is something many people don't know, industrial hens are often fed with mycotoxins, which are toxins produced by fungi present in low-quality feed. These mycotoxins accumulate in the eggs and, when consumed regularly, overload the liver. As I mentioned before, an overloaded liver cannot efficiently metabolize fats. Studies show that people who regularly consume lower-quality eggs have greater difficulty losing weight, especially visceral fat, compared to those who consume higher-quality eggs or other protein sources. The nutritional difference is so significant that some nutritionists consider industrial eggs and free-range eggs to be completely different foods. How do you identify good quality eggs? First, look for eggs from free-range hens. Second, check the color of the yolk. Deep orange yolks indicate better hen nutrition. Third, the egg white should be firm and transparent, not watery. Fourth, prefer eggs from local producers when possible, or brands that clearly specify the hen's raising system. Shall we move on to the substitutions that will transform your body? But first, it seems you still haven't liked this video. That is very important for YouTube to continue promoting this kind of information that can change the lives of thousands of people who are struggling to lose weight. Now that you already know which proteins are sabotaging your weight loss, it's time to discover the substitutions that will turn your body into a true fat-burning machine. The first substitution can completely revolutionize your results, especially if you were regularly consuming isolated soy protein. I'm talking about organic pea protein, but not just any pea protein. I mean specifically the one obtained through natural processes, without chemical solvents, and preferably organic. Pea protein has unique characteristics that make it a powerful ally for weight loss. It is naturally rich in branched-chain amino acids, especially leucine, which is the amino acid that signals the body to build muscle. The more muscle mass you have, the higher your basal metabolic rate, meaning the more calories you burn, even at rest. Studies show that leucine also activates a metabolic pathway called mTOR, which not only stimulates protein synthesis, but also increases fatty acid oxidation, literally teaching your cells to burn fat as fuel. Pea protein has exceptional digestibility without causing the digestive problems associated with whey protein or soy. This means your body can absorb and use all amino acids efficiently without generating intestinal inflammation. A healthy gut produces hormones such as GLP-1 and PYY, which are responsible for satiety and appetite regulation. Unlike isolated soy, pea protein does not contain phytoestrogens that can interfere with hormonal balance. This is especially important for women trying to lose weight, as any hormonal interference can result in water retention, metabolic changes, and difficulty losing fat in specific areas, such as hips and thighs. Pea protein is naturally rich in arginine, an amino acid that improves blood circulation and nutrient delivery to the muscles. Better circulation means better tissue oxygenation, which optimizes fat burning during exercise and even at rest. In addition, arginine has properties that help with the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that improves insulin sensitivity. How to use pea protein to boost weight loss? The ideal dosage is between 20 to 30 grams per day, preferably divided into 2 servings. One in the morning, about 30 minutes before breakfast, to activate metabolism and control appetite throughout the day. Another serving after training or in the mid-afternoon to keep energy levels stable and avoid excessive hunger at the end of the day. Mix with cold water or green tea to boost thermogenic effects. Avoid mixing with very sweet fruits, as this can cause insulin spikes that reduce the protein's effectiveness. The second substitution that will drastically speed up your weight loss is a protein that few people know about but has proven revolutionary in medical practices. Type 1 and 3 hydrolyzed collagen protein of pharmaceutical quality. But pay attention, I'm not talking about those commercial gelatins full of sugar or the cheap collagen sold in drugstores. I'm referring to pure hydrolyzed collagen obtained from reliable sources, preferably from pasture-raised animals. Collagen has unique properties for weight loss that most people are completely unaware of. When you consume hydrolyzed collagen, you are providing your body with the specific amino acids needed to maintain skin integrity during the weight loss process. This is crucial because many people avoid losing weight out of fear of sagging skin. Collagen helps maintain skin elasticity, allowing you to lose weight without developing excessive sagging. Collagen is extremely thermogenic. This means your body expends a lot of energy to digest and metabolize it. Studies show that consuming collagen can increase your resting calorie expenditure by up to 15% for a few hours after consumption. It's like exercising while sitting still. Collagen has a unique effect on the feeling of satiety. Unlike other proteins, it activates specific receptors in the stomach that signal satiety more efficiently and lastingly. Patients who include collagen in their diet report less desire to snack between meals and greater ease in controlling portions. Collagen improves sleep quality. It contains glycine, an amino acid with relaxing properties that helps regulate sleep cycles. Sleeping well is essential for weight loss, as it is during deep sleep that the greatest production of growth hormone occurs, which is responsible for fat burning and muscle building. In addition, poor sleep deregulates the hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin, making you feel hungrier the next day. Collagen helps repair and strengthen the intestinal mucosa. A healthy gut absorbs nutrients better and properly produces the hormones responsible for satiety and metabolism. Many people who suffer from leaky gut, caused by stress, medications, or poor diet, have difficulty losing weight precisely because of chronic intestinal inflammation. How to use collagen to boost weight loss? The ideal dosage is between 10 to 20 grams per day, preferably consumed on an empty stomach in the morning or before bed. When consumed on an empty stomach, it enhances thermogenic and satiety effects. When consumed before bed, it improves sleep quality and optimizes growth hormone production at night. Mix with warm water or chamomile tea. Avoid mixing with acidic drinks such as coffee or lemon juice, as they may interfere with absorption. Collagen is tasteless and odorless, so it does not alter the flavor of beverages. We now arrive at the third and most powerful substitution that can literally transform your body in just weeks. This protein is so effective that many of my patients manage to lose between 3 to 7 kilos simply by making this one swap. I'm talking about organic quail eggs, or, as a more affordable alternative, truly free-range chicken eggs from trusted local producers. The nutritional superiority of these proteins compared to industrial eggs is so significant that some researchers consider them completely different foods. Quail eggs, in particular, have a nutritional composition that makes them true superfoods for weight loss. First, they contain the highest concentration of bioavailable protein found in nature. This means your body can absorb and use practically 100% of the protein consumed without generating residues that overload the liver or kidneys. In addition, the protein in quail eggs contains all the essential amino acids in the exact proportion the human body needs, making it the gold standard for comparison with other protein sources. Second, quail eggs are naturally rich in B vitamins, especially B12, which is essential for proper metabolic function. Even subclinical B12 deficiency can cause fatigue, slow metabolism, and difficulty losing weight. They are also rich in selenium, a mineral that is an essential cofactor for thyroid function. A properly functioning thyroid is crucial for keeping metabolism fast. Third, these eggs contain an ideal ratio of omega-3 to omega-6, which keeps body inflammation under control. When inflammation is low, your body works as it should, burning fat efficiently and responding properly to satiety hormones. Fourth, quail eggs are extremely rich in choline, a nutrient many people don't consume in adequate amounts. Choline is essential for fat metabolism in the liver. Without enough choline, fats accumulate in the liver, causing fatty liver disease, which makes weight loss extremely difficult. Choline is also a precursor of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that improves communication between the brain and muscles, optimizing calorie burning during physical activity. Fifth, these eggs contain unique antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin in concentrations far higher than industrial eggs. These antioxidants not only protect against cellular aging, but also optimize mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the power plants of the cells, and the better they function, the more efficiently efficiently your body burns calories. How to incorporate quail eggs into your routine to maximize weight loss. Ideally, consume between 4 to 6 quail eggs per day, which is approximately equivalent to one large chicken egg in volume, but with far superior nutritional value. Preferably consume them in the morning, when your body is most receptive to using protein for muscle building and metabolic acceleration. Prepare them boiled, poached, or in an omelet with fiber-rich vegetables such as spinach, kale, or broccoli. Avoid frying with refined oils, as this cancels out the anti-inflammatory benefits. If you choose free-range chicken eggs as a more affordable alternative, look for local producers who can guarantee that the hens are raised free-range, fed natural feed, and not given antibiotics. The difference in flavor already indicates superior quality: darker orange yolks, more intense taste, and firmer egg whites. Now that you know these three powerful substitutions, it's essential to understand how to combine them to achieve optimized results in your weight loss process. The strategy I developed, which has worked exceptionally well with my patients, involves a rotation protocol that maximizes the benefits of each protein without overloading the body. In the first week, focus on substituting isolated soy protein with organic pea protein. This will allow your body to start eliminating the inflammation caused by ultra-processed products and re-establish hormonal balance. During this first week, you may notice reduced bloating, improved digestion, and greater energy. In the second week, continue with pea protein and introduce hydrolyzed collagen. This combination is particularly powerful because you're providing complete protein for muscle building and specific amino acids for tissue repair and metabolic optimization. At this stage, many patients report better sleep quality and reduced food anxiety. In the third week, introduce quail or free-range eggs while keeping the other two proteins. Now you have a complete arsenal of high-quality proteins working synergistically to speed up your metabolism, control your appetite, and optimize fat burning. From the fourth week onward, you can establish a routine where you consume the three proteins in an alternating way: eggs in the morning, pea protein post-workout or mid-afternoon, and collagen before bed. This combination provides your body with a constant flow of high-quality amino acids throughout the day, keeping metabolism high and protein synthesis optimized. It's important to understand that these changes do not work overnight, but the first results usually appear within 7 to 14 days. You will likely first notice reduced bloating, then improved energy and sleep quality, followed by genuine changes in body composition. Consistency is key. It's no use making these substitutions for a few days and then returning to old habits. The body needs time to adapt to new nutrient sources and re-establish metabolic balance. In addition, combine these substitutions with other healthy habits such as proper hydration, a varied intake of vegetables, and regular physical activity. Quality proteins are a powerful tool, but they work best as part of a balanced lifestyle. An important tip: keep a food diary during the first weeks to track how your body responds to each change. Note not only weight, but also how you feel, sleep quality, energy levels, and even mood. This information is valuable for adjusting the strategy according to your individual response. Before we wrap up, I need to address some important considerations and possible effects you may experience during the transition to these higher quality proteins. It's normal in the first few weeks to feel some changes in digestion, especially if you were used to processed proteins. Your digestive system may need a few days to adapt to the new protein sources. If you have a history of digestive issues, introduce one protein at a time, leaving a few days between each introduction. Some people may initially notice increased thirst or the need to urinate more often. This is normal and indicates that your body is getting rid of excess sodium and chemical additives from processed proteins. Stay well hydrated during this transition period. You may feel more energy and vitality within the first few days. This happens because quality proteins provide amino acids that your body can use efficiently without spending extra energy trying to process additives and preservatives. Take advantage of this extra energy to move more, whether walking, dancing, or doing any physical activity that gives you pleasure. Some people report changes in appetite, usually reduced cravings for sweets and greater satiety with smaller portions. This is an excellent sign that your hunger hormones are rebalancing. Don't force yourself to eat if you're not hungry, but also don't skip important meals. It's important to mention that anyone with specific medical conditions, such as kidney problems, liver issues, or food allergies should consult a doctor before making significant dietary changes. While these proteins are natural and generally well tolerated, every body is unique and may have specific needs. Finally, remember that healthy weight loss is a gradual process. Expect to lose between 0.5 to 1 kilo per week in a sustainable way. Faster losses than that usually indicate water and muscle loss, not fat, and tend to be temporary. The goal is lasting transformation, not just smaller numbers on the scale. Now I want to propose a challenge for you who made it this far. For the next 7 days, choose just one of the 3 substitutions I revealed today and implement it into your routine. It could be swapping that cheap whey for pea protein, replacing industrial eggs with free-range eggs, or including collagen in your morning routine. After these 7 days, come back here in the comments and tell me. Challenge accepted, followed by which substitution you chose and how you felt. Who's in for this challenge with me? If you made it this far, I know you are truly committed to your health and your transformation. The information I shared today is the result of years of study, clinical practice, and the follow-up of thousands of patients who managed to transform their bodies simply by making smarter choices about the proteins they consume.